Good evening, everybody. It's Sunday night. End of our streaming week, for the most part. Hope everyone's been doing well. I am falling a little bit behind here, but I am getting stuff started. So give me just a moment. It's been a long day of video games, my friends. Long day. You know what? Let me just bring this up. Let me see my desktop. Why not? There's nothing on my desktop that's worth looking at anyway. Other than every freaking game in the world that I've been looking at. I did want to show something here. Future game show. Look at this stuff. I was just watching that a little bit earlier. Look at how many things I've added to my wish list. Red Soul Stew, Severed Steel, Gatewalkers, Game Deck, I don't know, Beacon Pines, I don't know what that is. Timberborn I was like on the fence about, because it's the city builder, but it's raccoons. Trifox also on the fence about, I'm not sure, I guess I could, we'll see. Rift Breaker I've had on my wish list for a long time. There's Dying Light 2. Oh. Right now, that's not really my speed. Dice Legacy, that seemed interesting. This one, not sure about. The hack and slash ranch sim, just because it seems interesting. It's actually already got very positive things. It's been out since March 4th, looks like, so I might want to just jump into that just for the sake of jumping into it. I'll let loose. Oh, Blood and Steel, yeah, I know what that is. Hoko Life, not sure about. King of Seas, I've had on my list for a while. Although it's mixed, which is interesting. What else on here was I looking at? One of these is not like the others. I think that covers them. Little Iron, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's Souls-like. That's a really difficult sell for me. Not really a Soulsborne person, honestly. Gotta be like really. It's gotta be really fair in how it deals with the Soulsborne mechanics. You know what I mean? I feel like far too many Soulsborne games are not fair in how they're set up. 2 was that? Oh, right. Yeah, build a bomb shelter thing. Starmancer finally getting a release date of August 5th. I've been waiting for this thing forever and a day, and they're finally wrapping it up. I actually had access to it, I think. I don't know if I have like a beta or something, because I backed them on Kickstarter way back when. So that's a thing. Sadly brings back some unhappy memories. Because I had recorded the other game in the Starmancer thing. I think Starmancer something else. It was like a side-scrolling 2D, and yeah, that was a thing, man. That's the one I got me my first and thankfully only copyright strike on YouTube. That was reversed because, I mean, everybody was getting struck and it was not a good situation. It got reversed, and actually the one thing that ties me to Total Biscuit, actually, rest in peace on his side. because he reached out to everybody who was affected by it and said, "Hey, let me know if you've been affected by this. I'll use my influence at YouTube to get it all reversed." Because it was a BS thing that was going on, and I did, and he did. He was made good on it. So little history there, little bit of history there. But I think tonight we're going to be jumping back into Lacuna. Oh, excuse me. Oof. Yeah, it's been a long day of just like watching streams and looking at video game trailers and stuff. I was just I just popped over to the E3 Twitch channel. Like 53 people, 53 people. That's probably only 53 people, honestly. But like 53,000 people in there. And I think for the first time that I've ever seen it, it was set to, the chat was set to emote only. Because the chat's been so horrible. They finally just said, shut it all down and just made it emote only. And it kind of makes you wonder at what point is Twitch going to be like, going to take the YouTuber out and just say like, here's a switch to just turn chat off and entirely. Just like you can on YouTube. Because my understanding was pretty darn bad. And honestly, let's be 1,000% honest. E3 done a really poor job of actually being the video game hub. You know what I mean? To get your trailers and information from other sources that are far more on the ball this year. And last year was kind of the same way too. Anywho, friends, waxing on about video games here. This on the screen, and get Lacuna opened. Now, I just prior to this, I did look at my last stream a little bit, not at the whole thing. I looked at a few highlights of it to try to refamiliarize myself with all the information, and honestly, mostly a good deal of the information is still in my brain. But I mean, this is the hard part about a game like this, is that I still need to refresh it, because there are little nuggets of information, right, that you're simply not going to be able to retain from one week to the next. Unfortunately, it didn't save after we talked to what's her name. We're gonna go talk to her again. I think where was this? Oh, right up here. I knew I had to go up somewhere. I couldn't remember exactly where. I talked to her again. I'm just going to do the same actions I did before. Okay, let me see if I can get through this. Hotel. Do my best is what I told her before. There we go. Alright, and that gets us back to where we were, and I believe last time I did this, ran into what's her face. So what I want to do before we do that is read over the logs, or at least skim them a little bit, just to energize my brain here. There's a lot going on in my brain. Trying to remember like all the details of the game from, like, even if I was playing this, you know, the next day, it still wouldn't have all the. I'd still be like trying to figure out everything. So movie creators. Philip and Danny's murder. Not dead. Morton charges against Cox Security. Okay. And we'll finally get it closed. Action lawsuit. Secrets. Malix wins 10-year court case. And emails. Cell records. Cell records of Abraham Gonzalez. Incoming and outgoing calls. I don't think I've actually used this yet. We have that. But presence detector reviews, list of companies that could be behind the Liberators. So what was that called? Nilix Mining here? Polanium? They mine? Okay. That was Boyd and Zora. This is the sheet on the data. And this is, I think I already know what the data is about. I think, because, well, maybe I'll wait until we start recording before I say what I think here. Did that take place? It was, function. No, it was in the news, right? Here it is, Sector 2 incident 40th anniversary. So it's 1840, so it was 1800. Efforts on Drovia. Instance few survivors. Rooms when the explosions. Just here. So it was like, today marks the 40th anniversary, so 1840. So it was 1800 then. Right? Yeah. Okay. Zora, Catherine Conrad, factions. So, Gyra's where humanity originated. Rovia, Garian thing. One of Gary's 3 moons is million. Venus was the first planet to be colonized by humanity. Jordan is the first fully terraformed planet. And the 6 of the 6 planets eligible for colonization in the solar system. Alright. Trying to get myself into the what's going on in the world and all that stuff. Okay. All right, let's go and get a recording started and see how we're going to handle this, because this is the thing that's going to be I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle this. But we'll see what's going on. Okay. And what are we doing up there? Doing okay. All right. Let's go. Let's do this. Exclamation, everybody. Welcome back to some more Lacuna. So when we left off, we had just talked to, what was her name? Mrs. Moore, the wife of the dude that we're after, who was a security guard for the AdSense place and was part of the break-in that allowed the Liberators to put their message out on the airwaves and all that stuff. So, just talked to her. She told us that her husband really didn't go to where he was supposed to go. Hey, Madge. Welcome. That he, in fact, that she saw on his cell phone that he had booked a room at the Korean Hotel on Gara. We've just finished talking to her. We've walked out of her room and, okay, so is there romance? We're pretty much halfway through the game now. So I'm 8% through. No romance yet. Unless you count our ex and us sharing a moment on her rooftop, with given the fact that our daughter in game has been kidnapped by the Liberators. Well, actually by a group of mercenaries who was hired by the Liberators to gather some data from the CDI, our organization that we work for. We know that they gathered some data from the chief. We gave Zora our cell phone and told her that she had to use our login to install a backdoor into the system to get whatever they were supposed to go after. So that has all happened. And we're probably going to be confronted by Zora on our way out here, from what I remember. And so I don't know how we're going to handle the information we've already gotten. We did talk to her I don't know if he's a lover or, I don't know, someone he's just fond about that we have in custody. Gave him her message. He gave us a little bit of information and told us to relay a message back to her. Don't know if the message has any kind of meaning other than maybe it will make her trust me that I'm working for her, although I'm not really. So we'll see. She did give us a sheet where she wants to know what data was on the data card that our bosses have confiscated. And I've been thinking about it, and the only thing I can think about is if you remember back to the very, very beginning of the game when we were on Drovia, and we went with the one character into that restricted area where we were just kind of, you know, as kids, just kind of looking around and, you know, doing kids things. And there were some boxes there that were marked Gara. There were Garan boxes in this, you know, in this colony. And I speculated at the time that that was probably some kind of explosives or something to sabotage the mining. Maybe they were purposely faulty mining equipment or something like that. Something that caused the Sector 2 incident where all of Sector 2 on Drovia was destroyed. And I suspect the data that they're looking for, that these liberators, quote unquote, are looking for, is probably something to do with the Sector 2 incident that happened in 1800 on Drovia. I've filled these out, but I haven't, you know, obviously haven't submitted anything or anything like that. But I suspect that that's what's going on there. So it's now time for us to go probably have a conversation here that's going to be unpleasant, I imagine. So we'll see as we go. And way down here because we got to go to the train station. Oh, there she is. Hey! Fuck, you startled me. What do you want? Check in with how your investigation is going, but not here. Too crowded. Follow me. Come on. I know a spot. Okay. Wait, which way did she go? You can go this way. Where did she go? I guess she went this way. Wait, I totally missed where she went. Did she go up the steps? I don't know where she went. Well, this is a bit of a problem. I wasn't paying attention to where she walked to. Go up here. Nope, I have no idea. Okay. That's the Cox Security. It's just the train station. Okay. Oh, this is a bit of a problem. Where did she go? Just follow Zora. I don't know where she went. Oops. Guess I should have been paying attention. Oh, is it down here? Oh, okay. I guess that's the only other place. It could be. This is better. The hell are you doing here? Are you following me? I told you I'd get back to you. Anything new on our client or what they're planning to do next? No. Not yet. I'm still working on it. Are you sure there's nothing you want to tell me? Actually there is. Fine, you got me. Might know where the next attack is taking place. Good. Where is it? I can't just tell you that. Well, and I can't protect your daughter if you don't work with us. You tell us where and when the attack is taking place. I'd like to have a chat with the people carrying it out. There can't be any CDI at the scene. You're saying your people will prevent the attack? We'll take with us the people who are trying to carry it out. People's lives are at stake here. The CDI needs to intercept that attack. Lara's life is certainly at stake. What are you planning on doing with the attackers? What will happen to them? We'll ask them who they're working for. You'll just ask them and let them go? Don't worry about that. We won't let them go through with their plan. The suspected will be attacked at the Grand Church at Corian Square tomorrow morning. Is that the truth? What I think is the truth. Good, thank you. Remember not to tell anyone at the CDI. Did what you asked. Are you letting Lara go now? Not yet. Let's wait and see how things play out tomorrow. You want a beer? No. A beer? Are you out of your mind? What? Think I poisoned it or something? But you said humans were good. Have a little faith. I'm not drinking it. Hey, listen. Did you deliver my message? I did. What did he say? He said the sun sleeps in the north. Okay, thank you. What does it mean? Code for something? No. From when we were kids. I've known him for a long time. You know, I thought about what you said. I don't think I'm good, or ever have been, but I will say this. Talk to your daughter today. She's a good kid. I do not like the prospect of her getting hurt. But please, don't mess up. How can you? Then get her out of there, please. Well, my boss won't let that happen. All in your hand. If all goes well tomorrow and the guy talks, we might get everything we need. If we can't get to the client that way, we'll have to get to the data after all. In that case, you'll have to help us with the hack. The back door was set up successfully from your cell. Let's hope we won't have to use it. I have to admit, that was pretty ballsy of you to protect your partner like that. You could even call it selfless. I don't think there's such a thing. No matter what you tell yourself, at the end of the day, you do what you do for your own gain. Sometimes there's a few layers removed, but in the end, it's all selfishness with extra step. I disagree. This is just a convenient way to justify the fucked up things you do. Nihilism can be used as a shield, just like faith. Convenient to say nothing matters because it makes being in this world hurt a little less. But even you don't like the thought of harming Lara, do you? I think you're doing your best to ignore your conscience. You'll have to face it at some point. Not if I die first. Well, this has been fun. Break is over. I have some business to take care of. Let you know tomorrow how it went. Yeah. Was there something here? One missed message. Hello, this is Ed, the guy from the harbor. Wanted to thank you again for buying me my spot back. Had a beer and a herring tonight with my friends Fred and Quinn. I'll buy you one too if you're ever at the harbor, Ed. Oh, well, at least did something there. At least we got something, some positive news. Fill up on cigarettes. We were getting a little bit low. All right. Conrad, how did it go? Any news from Moore's wife? No, not really. If Moore is behind all this, then she doesn't know about it. Fuck, the attack's going down tomorrow morning and we still have no clue what it's going to be. How's it possible that we don't get a grip on these fuckers? Looks like the only thing we can do is ramp up security all over Gara. I hope that they won't go through with their attack. Go home and get some sleep. Talk to you later. They really don't let me... They really are not going to let me tell him what's going on. Well, that's weird. I thought maybe I could play both sides of it, but apparently that's not a thing. Alright. Well, I guess it's out of our hands now.
I felt like shit for letting Zora and her accomplices intercept the attack. There were so many ways this could go wrong. I didn't want them to take more, or worse yet, somehow miss him and let the attack happen. Don't get me wrong, I didn't regret telling Zora what I knew to protect Laura, but endangering the lives of innocent people wasn't an acceptable trade-off. I couldn't tell the CDI, or even call in an anonymous tip with the police, because the chance was too high that Zora would suspect me. There was no other way. If I wanted to make sure things didn't go south, I had to go to the church myself. I left in the middle of the night, hoping it wasn't already too late.
There we go. It's like, gotta be something. Like, not just gonna be like, well, not my problem. Korean Square. How this is gonna go down. I don't have good feelings about how this is gonna go down. Well, that's not the way to go. I just want to make sure. Wait, is there news? No, no news. Okay. Good evening, sir. Is this place open? Evening. I'm sorry, but the temple is closed until 6 in the morning. Would you let me in for just a second? It would be very important to me. I won't touch anything. Sorry, but what is this about? We had to increase security ever since that video came out. These are scary times for us Savians. Someone sprayed fuck Savians on one of the temple walls last night. I lost something during the evening ritual. Listen, I lost something during the evening ritual and I need it back for my morning practice. Can I go in and get it real quick? What exactly? My bawas? I see. I forget mine all the time. Happens easily because they're not part of the final meditation. You know where you left them? Yes, I think so. Fine, go grab them. Please make it quick, and don't tell anybody. Thank you, sir. I'm remembering some of the game anyway. Oh, we got our gun out. Oh, 9 more. Okay. Find more. Put outline mode on. There's nothing to be looked at either. Super tense because I feel like this is mine to lose, right? Like I feel like I've done as best as I can up to this point, but if I get a like super bad ending, then I'm gonna be kind of bummed out. Mr. Moore, this is the CDI. Hands in the air right now. Step away from the device. Fuck. Oh no, 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 no. They're here. Listen carefully. We'll shoot you if you don't cooperate, okay? What the fuck are you on about? What's going on here? Mr. Moore, I'm CDI. You have to trust me. Tell them whatever they didn't do anything, okay? I'm just following orders from my boss. Tell them that. Tell who? People walking up the stairs right now. Tell them the truth if you want to live. And if we're lucky, they won't take you away. Neil, what the hell are you doing here? Don't shoot. Stand down, all of you. What the fuck is that, Zora? That's our mole. Ignore him. Go get the other guy and make sure we don't blow up. Mr. Moore, you're coming with us. Neil, what is this about? Hope this isn't some kind of trap, because if it is, Laura's dead. What the? Who are you? Leave me alone. Not a trap. I'm here alone. Where are you taking him? It's none of your business. We had a deal. Moore's just a pawn in this. Listen, I think that Moore's just a pawn in this. There are bigger fish in the background. They're the ones we should have a closer look at. Okay? Have a closer look at them then. You're leaving Moore alone? No? No, please, I didn't do anything. Let me take him in. He deserves a fair trial. What are you talking about? Laura, we need to run. Sorry, Neil, we have to make sure you won't follow us. Okay. Well, that didn't really work out too well, did it?
When I came to, my head and my shoulder hurt, and I was cold. I remember feeling relief when I realized I was still in the church and not tied up in the back of a van. Everybody else was gone without a trace, except for the bomb. I approached it carefully, but quickly realized it was disabled, or had never been fully assembled in the first place. I knelt down to examine the explosives, looking for clues pointing me to their origin. If Young had been there, she could have run a full analysis. Lucky for me, the explosives were clearly identifiable from their shape and labeling alone. These were Cineon sticks, used in chamber blasting.
Mining.
Nobody had access to those outside of the mining industry. I stepped back, satisfied for a moment. Then the rest of reality came crashing down on me. What would Zora's boss do when he heard that I was here? What were they planning on doing with Moore? And fuck, what about the guard?
Guard's probably dead.
I hadn't heard him resist the intruders, so that was a good sign. My heart started racing while I quietly went back down the stairs.
Okay, so I got that clue about the bombs, right? He's in the mining industry, which makes sense because this guy was. I think the one mining company is definitely behind this. Before I do anything, let me just make sure outline mode is on, right? Definitely on. Okay. Make sure I don't miss something that's otherwise difficult to see. Sir, are you okay? What is going on here? I wanted to check what took you so long, and then I saw a bunch of people with guns walk in. I hid between the benches and they either didn't see me or didn't care about me. Yeah, I saw them. I hid in the attic. What did they do up there? They took a look around and left again. Maybe they were looters hoping to find something valuable. There's nothing valuable here. There's nothing valuable here. Don't they know that Slavians don't care about worldly possessions? I'll call the police. Good call. I can't stick around or my wife will start to worry about me. Wait, the police will want to take your testimony. Sorry, I really don't want to have to be implicated in that kind of stuff. Please don't mention us here at all. It's a matter of wrong time, wrong place. But, good night, sir. Okay. That worked out fairly well, all things considered. So is my thing just get back yeah, get back to the train. But I figured. Well, we didn't stop them from taking him. But I don't think they're going to just murder the dude either. They seem to like to take hostages. They seem to like hostage taking a lot. Something's definitely going to be going on here. Probably stop off and talk to the X here. Neil, anything new? No. Shit, I'm so scared. What if these people are lying to you? What if they never planned on letting her go? I've talked to them. They assured me they're only after the data. They'll keep their word, okay? Tell you what. If we don't have her back by tomorrow, I'll come clean and ask the CDI for help. Okay. Yeah, okay. That sounds good. Hey, Neil. I'm glad I'm not alone in this. Same. I kind of missed talking to you these last few years. I'm so sorry I didn't spend more time with you and Laura. I just couldn't. It hurt. I know how selfish that sounds, and it is. It sucks. No, I understand. I can relate. I always asked you to take care of Laura more, but sometimes I felt like doing it by myself was easier than seeing you again and again. I guess hug her. I think that's probably appropriate at this point. I'll get home and catch some sleep. See you tomorrow. Okay, see you. I mean, if I manage to not only solve this case without anyone getting killed and patch up this dude's marriage, man, that would be fantastic. I don't think it'll happen. That would be fantastic. Let's see the news. Escalation on Drovia, Gary and Daly. In the aftermath of Banny's death and the shocking announcement broadcast by his murderers, the situation in Drovia has come to a head. Large demonstrations and some violent clashes with security, some of which were allegedly instigated by Savient Front members, have rocked the colony over the past 24 hours. Multiple stores, most of them Garian owned, have been demolished and looted. Protesters were holding signs demanding Drovian self-governance. Others warned of repercussions for Garian murderers. In a statement this afternoon, Prime Minister Marov ordered the protesters to refrain from violence, but also assured them that Gara would see severe consequences for what transpired. Meanwhile, Garian Savant Council urged President Robertson to do everything in his power to prevent any further attacks, and anything else that could escalate the situation. Savians of Gara are fearing for their lives, their spokesman Ivan Broker said. We have heard many reports of people staying home instead of going to school or work because they are terrified. Gara's authorities and terrorism experts seem baffled by the Liberator's sudden emergence. They came out of nowhere, says Professor Melissa Wellard, expert on political extremism at Molina University. They did not emerge from an existing known movement, which is very rare and frankly strange. Yeah, they've got some backing from some higher ups. That's what's going on. Uh-oh. Phone call. Hey, Saito, what is it? Hey, Neil, I have good news. Our IT department finally managed to retrieve some of the data Cox was trying to destroy. Most of it are bills and contracts that aren't important to our case. Still pretty illegal, though. But they also found a message that caught my eye. Like the one to Gonzalez. It was sent via the Mercurius network. Pretty sure it comes from whoever is behind the Liberators. I'll forward it to your cell. Good work, Saito. I'll have a look at it tomorrow morning. Need to catch some sleep first. Sounds like we're finally making headway in our investigation. See you tomorrow. I'm going to look at it right now, actually. Our cooperation. Albert, Been a while since we last talked. I hope you're doing well. First, I'd like to thank you for the good work over the years. I'm glad that a fellow Drovian is taking care of securing our Telenium transports on Gara. Second, I have a proposal to make. Since our cooperation has been going so well, I thought we could extend it a little. I could use your help with an operation I've been planning for a few years now. It doesn't come without risk, but I can assure you that the payment will be good, and even more importantly, the mission promises a bright future for both our companies and revenge for what happened to your parents. Let me know if you're interested. Yours, A. Revenge for what happened to your parents. Revenge for what happened to your parent. So, and Albert was the the CEO of AdSpot, right? That we brought in. Where the heck is that at? It's people. Yeah, Albert Cox, CEO of Cox Security Services. He fired a Gary Amine and seems to be involved with the Liberators. So his parents had a security firm on, if I remember correctly, his parents had a security firm on Drovia. Not, was it security? Yeah, a security firm on Drovia that went out of business because of the incident that happened. I have logs on that. Somehow involve the Liberators. So you are saving. You grew up on Drovia. It doesn't make sense to support anti. On Gara, sometimes life. You don't like it here? Why not? You consider Drovians your enemy and Sabians backwards radicals. You have the choice between. All the missions we ever get come from Drovia. Why haven't you gone back then? Yeah, your parents had a security company as well, didn't they? It was responsible for security at Sector 2, but they didn't do such a good job with Sector 2 blowing up and all. You know nothing about my parents. I've already said enough. I'll wait for my lawyers now. Pretty sure that was the thing, though. Where was it at? There's one clue I didn't actually get at CDI HQ, which is interesting. Wasn't it a... Permanent and Ruvia. Yeah, I thought I had a thing here that said it, but I don't know where that is. That's the one problem I have with the game is that it even though I like that it keeps all this stuff, it's spread out amongst too many things. And when I'm looking for a particular topic, I can't find it. I'm pretty sure it was... Pretty sure that was correct. Even though he said that I didn't know anything about his parents, I'm pretty sure I was correct that they had a security company. On Sector 2. That was responsible for Sector 2 anyway.
You may be asking yourself how I remained functional throughout all of this. How I didn't just collapse under the pressure and the looming prospect of losing my daughter forever. I think the truth is that over the years, I had gotten really, really good at tuning out the voice that always tormented me, that had always told me horrible shit. This was just adding to it. More to repress, more bubbling beneath the surface. Maybe if it had gone on for long enough, I would have imploded sooner or later.
I, 'cause, 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 ' Oh, she's back again? Okay. There you are. Laura, what is it this time? I'm here to tell you that my boss is happy with how things went, apart from you showing up unannounced. Don't pull something like that again, okay? What did you do to Moore? It's none of your business. Tell me, I gave him to you. We just talked to him, but it looks like he doesn't know much. Says his boss ordered him to do it, and he doesn't know who's behind all of it. We'll have to rely on that back door to the CDI network after all. Taking the data back seems to be the best way to get our money right now. We need your help to go through with it. Here's how this will go. 7 o'clock tonight, our hackers will commence the attack. It will only work if we have someone who is physically at the CDI computer at that time. A new user named 4x458 will pop up and request admin privileges that you'll have to grant. Zora, I have no idea what that means or how it works. I don't even know if my account can do that. I was afraid you'd say that. I guess you'll have to ask a system administrator to help you out. How do you think that'll go? Hey, IT, could you help me invite some hackers into our network? Isn't there someone on your team you can ask? Someone who will believe you if you tell them you're doing the right thing? You know you're talking about Saito. I can't. What if he says no? That's for you to figure out. You're a good talker. Force him if you have to. Once we're in, we won't have much time until we're kicked from the system automatically. A mere seconds to navigate to the right folder. In order to make it in time, we need to have an idea where to find the data. For which, in turn, we'll have to know what that data is about. And that's your job to find out. How's that sheet going I sent you? Making progress, but I'm not sure if I have all the information I need. And hurry up. We'll have to submit it by 1900 so we can start the hack. Okay. I'll call you once you've sent me the sheet. Make sure you're on a CDI computer with your friend. Let us in. Put the data on a stick and hand it to us at 11 tonight. I'm sending you the coordinates to our meeting spot. A bit further out, so make sure to be on your way in time. If we get the data tonight, I promise you'll have Laura back tomorrow. It'll be our last thing we ask of you. How am I supposed to believe you'll let Laura go? You can't know. You'll have to take my word for it. If I drag Saito into it and he tells anyone, I'll lose my job. I'll probably go to prison. Throw me a bone. I need to know she'll be fine if I do this. Tell me it makes a difference to you. I can't mean nothing to you to take a young life. It isn't up to me. You keep saying that, but isn't it, really? You have zero control over what happens? If you can do something, please tell me it isn't all the same to you if she lives or dies. Do what I say and she'll live, okay? But what if things go south? If Saito won't help me? If we don't have the right folder? You keep dodging the question. Tell me a human life has some value to you. It would end at some point anyway. Oh, give me a break. Everything is so easy if nothing means anything. Like you care about human life. What did you think would happen if you left more to us? Was I supposed to put my daughter in harm's way instead? Whatever. Your badge and gun betray you. You're a murderer like me. You're wrong about that. There's only one person whose death I'm directly responsible for. And you know what? It fucks me up. It's been years, and it still fucks me up. Is that so? I was chasing down a perp in a car, lost control and crashed into a building. The woman inside was dead on the spot. So quickly that she couldn't feel any pain or fear, what they said to me. And they didn't put you away for it? No. No, they didn't. Look, most people are garbage. There's a good chance the world is better off without her. What about you? How would you classify yourself then? Oh, definitely garbage. Wouldn't you agree that the world would be better off without most people in it? No, human life has inherent value. I don't agree. Human life has inherent value, and a bad person can always change. I've said what I came here to say. You know what needs to be done. Dora. Yeah, she's a true believer, dude. You're not going to get through to her. Hey, Horace, how's it going? Let's feed you. It's been a while. Okay. Figured she'd be here. Let's take a smoke break. Alright. So, Sounds like they want me to... Whoop. Oh, they want me to actually go to sleep? Okay. They're going to want me to go to work and try to make this thing happen, but sure, okay. We gotta figure out more definitively what the data is on that disk than my guesstimation.
After I woke up, I stared at the ceiling for a while. Zora's words rang in my head. 7 o'clock tonight. I had to do what they asked of me, but I wasn't sure where the data they wanted was stored. I was running out of time. I sat up and made a decision. The sheet on the Liberators. I needed to complete it now. I had a feeling that all the puzzle pieces were there. If I found out who was in charge of the Liberators, I might finally understand what the data was all about and where to look for it. Or maybe I could force them to pay Zora's boss so he'd let Laura go.
Yeah, but we literally have no information. I mean, I have information. I have a guess based on the prologue, but my guess could be completely wrong. And may very well be completely wrong. So they don't want me to leave? Submit the sheet. Really? Do you honestly believe that I have enough information to submit the sheet? Oh, you want me to you don't want me to submit the data sheet, you want me to submit the Liberator sheet. Okay. Okay. So everything is telling me there's all these clues that I could have had, but there was nothing to interact with there. I guess if I had gone there with the GDI, I would have had all these other clues available to me, or CDI or whatever. So our cooperation. Fellow Drovian is taking care of securing our Titanium transports on Gara. It will be good, and even more importantly, securing our Titanium transport. I mean, the only thing I can think of, this is the only thing that the game has really given me at this point, which is why I'm like questioning whether or not this is a thing or not. If I look at the list of companies here, right? Milix Mining. Milix Mining is the only thing that's been mentioned. And they do have Titanium. And they're on Gara here. The problem is that the problem I have though is looking at this email. Yeah, I guess our our transport's on Gara. So it would be on Gara probably. I mean, that's the best thing I have to go on, is to say that it's Milix Mining. They are based on Gara. They belong to the mining sector and specialize in uranium. I mean, that's the best I can come up with. There was one thing in the news, wasn't there? Milix wins 10-year court case. Made negative headlines 16 years ago when hundreds of employees filed a class action lawsuit against the mining giant. Many of them suffered permanent lung damage after allegedly having been exposed to harmful gases over prolonged periods of time. That would explain why the mining equipment was that we saw on Drovia was from Garen. There was also a... Yeah. Dan Kim, Milix, and Albert Dyson Enterprise got together in person for the first time in their lives. Their relationship is tense. Dyson extracts the majority of Drovia's tellurium. Its profits are severely undercut by its status as a colonial entity. By contrast, Milix is not only able to sell its ores directly to places like Phoenix and Norduran, but also buys up tellurium from companies like Dyson to resell it at a higher price. What prices Gara pays us have not changed in a long time, while costs steadily increase. Moving trade at this rate, we won't be able to turn any profit at all in a few years. Quickly examine the situation, but add the margins are not that big. The idea that we exploit other mining companies based on Drovia is not based in reality. But see, here's the thing. So he's saying what prices Gara pays have not changed in a long time, while costs steadily increased. So Dyson really has a motive for pinning the blame on Milix, right? Because then if he gets Milix shut down, then he can sell his stuff directly on the market, theoretically. But the problem is that he's like I think we interviewed both of these guys, and like neither of them were the smoking gun. I think the Milix guy was the more the smoking gun than anything else, right? Environment speech. Where's the thing at? Like Cox's office. About Mr. Cox. Restaurant, deleted message. Abraham Gonzalez found deleted message. Hired him to fetch a data module in Gara. Let's see, the Mercurius network is only accessible to really big companies. Which I guess that technically is a really big company. The other guard. Data. It is about why we didn't have sufficiently eavesdropping. You rest assured that we know what we're doing. I didn't question that, but data is one of the most important pieces of evidence we have right now. I already told you content stick won't help you find them. This over again. What are you talking about? I looked at my cell's history and saw which folder that woman navigated to. I don't have the access rights, but I'd really like to know what is in there. There's a lot going on in 1800s. Is that the folder name? I bet that's the folder name. Or my chief who doesn't trust my judgment. And there was a lot going on in 1800. Yeah. Point. Single word yet. Interrogating the businessman. Here we go. I'm Agent Conrad. Already talked to your colleague. Mr. Gonzalez. Doesn't matter. No, that wasn't it. Oh, the CEOs. Here we go. Abbott Dyson, Dan Kim. Busy day ahead of me. We were aware of what happened. We were just told it's terrible. It's a tragedy. Most importance. What are you implying? Very clearly that you only stand to gain from this tragedy. With Banny dead, any real hope for Drovian independence goes out the window, which means we maintain status quo where you already have all you want. So I guess technically, yeah, Kim did have the most to gain from it. Everything being hungry door, I would have stayed on a million. The only ones who suffer from this Drovian people. Drovian independence you care about is your prospect to sell Talanium to whoever you want. Yeah. Yeah, so Dyson really wanted Fanny alive so they could get so he could sell on the open market. I'm gonna have to go with it. I'm just gonna have to say that it's Milik, I think. Because they wanted to sabotage the independence movement so that they can corner the market. Continue to corner the market on Talanium. I'm not entirely sure of this, but I'm gonna go with it. So the Liberators. Yeah, I guess I think that's the best I can do. Commit. Let's do it. Conrad, ready to come back to HQ? The Liberators told the truth in that video. The second attack will go down today. Have to prevent it at all costs. Listen, Gary, I think I know who is behind the Liberators. What, really? Yeah, I'll send you the name of the company. Good job, Conrad. I'll have the CEO arrested immediately. I'm on my way to HQ. See you in a bit. I'm not, as usual, not sure about that one. I mean, all the signs are pointing to that, but I feel like that was the obvious choice, and that's what's bothering me. We got an email. Good morning, Conrad. I'm taking a walk in the little park near your place this morning. You know the one. Once you leave the elevator, just keep going straight past the fountain. I'll be sitting down for a coffee near the gazebo. Come around if you want to join me. I'll be here for another hour or two. That's Liam Campbell. Well, let's go talk to Liam. Oh, is he up here? Oh, wait, where's the... Here's the fountain. You did say the fountain, right? Going straight past the fountain. We're sitting down for coffee near the gazebo. Oh. Past the fountain? Oh, a whole other spot over here. Yeah, here he is. Chief, we got some questions for the chief. Morning, Chief. Morning, Conrad. Campbell now. Right. You wanted to talk to me? I need you to give me your word you won't tell anyone about our meeting today. Okay, you have my word. You're an excellent investigator, Conrad. You found out that the sniper shot at Banny from the Sakura Hotel. You have a sharp mind. You identified the bartender at the hotel as the one who helped Diaz escape. You found the sniper's boat in the harbor. That helped us track him down and retrace his escape. Figured out what Banny's murderer looked like. Thanks to that, we were able to catch him and his associate on Joris Plaza. And you determined who had started the Liberator's video at AdSpot. Why we could go after Moore and Cox so quickly. You know what makes you so good at your job? Question just about anything. In all my years at the CDI, I've never met a bigger skeptic than you. That can also make your life harder if you want to climb the ranks at the CDI. However, if that doesn't concern you, you might want to have a close look at the Sector 2 incident. I don't know exactly what it is they're trying to hide. But the data they're so desperately protecting has something to do with it. Who? Who was hiding something? The AG for sure. Maybe just her. I think something happened back when she was director of the CDI. She's been acting strange. Sudden decision to arrest Cox when she heard his name was the last straw. One more thing, Conrad. There was a security alert in the database. Some unauthorized connection from your cell. Whatever it was you were trying to do, I took the liberty of dismissing the alert. There's no more record of it. Wow. I have to go now. This will be the first evening without work I had in a while. Thank you for meeting me. Wow. This dude had our back. Fortunately, we still got... that wasn't the only thing that was going to happen. Alright. Now we gotta figure out... It was probably a folder called 1800 or something. I mean, I think I'm pretty well on that they're like... They sabotaged the mining equipment. Or they sent faulty mining equipment which caused the explosion. But we'll see. The news there. This is the map, right? Conference. We gotta like... Oh, there's our phone. Hello? This is Evelyn Moore. Did you find my husband? What is it? Did something happen to him? He didn't turn up. I was right, wasn't I? He's not working with the Liberators after all. We're looking into it. What's that supposed to mean? Did you find him at... Uh-oh. Oh, something else. Did you find him at Corian Hotel or not? Now's not a good time, okay? I promise to protect James. If something happens to him, please, our son needs a father. Let's talk about it later. Yeah, I figured... I mean, promising her was probably not the brightest idea. talk to him. I don't want to talk to Conrad just yet, though. Can I not talk to Saito or anybody? Okay. I can interact with this door, though. There's a conference room. Let me see something here. Fourth floor conference, third floor chief. I don't think there's anything I can do there. I think I have to talk to Conrad. I don't think there's anything else they'll let me do. Let me see what it says here. Yeah, talk to Gary. Hey, not that CEO you said was behind the liberators. We brought him in, but at least at first glance it doesn't look like we got the right guy. I mean, of course he's going to say he didn't do it, but so far we couldn't establish any connection to Cox or Gonzalez or Banny. It'd be kind of embarrassing if he turned out to be innocent. Yeah. We don't have any clue when and where that second attack is going down either. Starting to get nervous. I have a meeting with the press in a few minutes. We'll go over everything later. Roger that. Yeah, I had a feeling that wasn't the right answer.
I was supposed to write a report on my findings in the Liberator's case, but I wasn't able to concentrate for even a second. First, I needed to wait for my colleagues to go home to be alone with Saito. He always worked late. But then what? What if he refused to help me? The idea of having to force him was devastating. He was my friend, after all. When I finally managed not to think about it anymore, a much more dire thought crept up on me. Laura might die tonight. And if she did, it would be my fault.
Yeah, I think there probably wasn't really any good way that I could have answered that because I took the route that I did. So I didn't have enough clues to really point to anything. I mean, it could have been the other guy as well. I was thinking that that was probably the easy route that I took. Still around. Yeah. So where is Saito at? Am I supposed to just go into the chief's office then? Or his former office? Oh, it wants me to submit the sheet. Alright, well, we'll go with this. This is the only thing I can think it would be, is the Sector 2 incident, 1800, Androvia. So, go for it. Talk to Saito. down here. Right, that. Where is he at? Is that not him there? Oh, here we go, yeah. Neil, hey, you're working late. Listen, there's something I need to talk to you about. Of course, what's the matter? Saito, I'm sorry. Sorry, for what? Is everything alright? No, it's not. My daughter. Lara was abducted. The people who took her want something from me. I need your help to get it for them. What? Lara was abducted? When? By whom? By a group of mercenaries. Shit, I'm so sorry, Neil. What's the CDI's plan of action? The CDI? What do you think those people would do if I told the CDI about it? Wait, you didn't tell anyone else at the CDI? No. Look, we don't have much time. Mercenaries want me to help them get the data back that they stole from the chief. They managed to create a backdoor to the CDI network. They can briefly alter the access rights to the folder they want from the CDI database. They won't be able to retrieve it. That can only be done from a local computer. That's where you come in. You're a sysadmin, right? You have to grant their request for access to a specific folder you're not usually able to see. You'll pull the data from that folder to your local drive, put it on a stick and give it to me. They made it clear it was not to be sent over the web. Okay, listen, holy fuck. I'll bring them the data, and then I'll get Lara back. Neil, you realize that you can't trust these people, right? Why are you so convinced that they'll hold up their end of the bargain? If you want to save Lara, you'll have to ask the higher-ups at the CDI for help. I don't know enough about these people. No chance the CDI would be able to track them down in time. The hack will go down in 5 minutes. If I don't hand them the data tonight, they might kill her. I have an idea. Once they open up the folder they're after, I might be able to locate the source of the back door. We'll explain it to the others what's going on, and we'll raid the location before the handover is scheduled. We'll have Lara back before they find out that we never went through with the hack. If we do it that way, do we still get to retrieve the data in the folder? We won't need it. If we can't trace them and don't get the data, we have nothing. Fine, I'll accept the data transfer either way. I'll delete it if I'm able to trace the hack. Okay, let's tell the CDI. Yeah, you're right. Tell the CDI. Okay, good. I'm glad you agree. I'll find out what their location is, and then we call Gary. What is this data anyway? Why do they want it? I'm not sure. I don't have time to explain. She's calling. Hey, Neil, I got your sheet. All ready on your end? Yeah, we're ready. Good. We're searching that folder now. I'll tell you when you have access. Alright, there we are. You're good to go. Okay, I think Saito is retrieving the data. I got it. Good work. I'll see you at the handover. God damn, Neil. I got their location. Let's call Gary and the others. Thank you, Saito. Thank you so much. I'm calling Gary and the others. We have to prepare to raid, and we have to do it quick. Hold on. One last thing. What is it? There's no time to lose. Did you pull the data? What does it matter? Give it to me. Why? I have the location, Neil. We can go arrest him. You don't need it anymore. I did what you said, okay? I didn't go through with it. Please trust me. It's not a trick. I won't give the data to them. I just need to see what's on there. Please. Here. Please don't do anything stupid. Thank you. Don't tell anyone, okay? Let's call Gary and the others. Let's see. I think I got their HQ. It's inside an industrial zone on the fringes of the city. The company registered there calls itself Rattlesnake Farming. It appears to be some sort of greenhouse. I assume it's just a front, maybe for money laundering. Still can't believe you didn't tell us earlier. What the hell were you thinking, Conrad? And how much information did you feed them about the CDI and about our ongoing investigations? Those people are criminals of the worst kind. Have you forgotten your oath? We'll face serious charges for this, Conrad. Could you please leave him alone, Gary? He's got enough on his plate right now. Well, maybe he would be in a better position if he had told the CDI earlier. Or they would have shot Lara right away if they had caught wind of it. We all had training in hostage negotiations. I'm sure Neil followed it as best as he could. I really don't care about that right now. Can we please focus on getting Lara out of there? I agree. We don't have time to waste. We should be at their HQ within the next hour. That's not a lot of time. Go and gear up then. Alright. Actually, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be there, Neil. You're not trained in extractions like this, and I don't care if I get hurt. And more importantly, you're too close to the case. risk that you do something irrational and endanger the whole operation is too high. I can't just stay here and wait. My daughter is in there. That's exactly the kind of attitude I'm worried about. I've been in contact with these people multiple times. They know me. Maybe I can convince them to cooperate. Listen, Neil. No more time for discussion. Conrad, Colroy, get yourselves armor and a gun. I have to call Kumar. Your call. Copy that. Don't leave without me. I'll come with you. You will? Okay. Leave in 30. Go to the roof. Well, this is going to be a thing. Let's see what that data was. Did he give me the data here somewhere? Not sure. I assume I'm going to the roof just to smoke, but at the same time, I think it's probably look at the data when no one's around. See if I was worried about the data.
I inserted the stick into my cell and opened up the folder. My heart was pounding. For a moment, it looked like the data wouldn't load, but then the files started appearing on the screen. Dozens, maybe hundreds of documents, messages, pictures, and videos. They were decades old. Most of them dated 1799 or 1800. Their confidentiality level was one I'd never seen before. This was the type of data the Garian network would instantly pick up and trace, both to its receiver and back to its sender. It made sense to physically hand-deliver it if one wished to remain anonymous. I didn't know where to begin, so I opened up the very first file in the list, the oldest one, with shaking hands. It was a document sent from someone at the Department of Commerce to the director of the CDI at the time, Amelia Thorne, now Attorney General in charge of the Justice Department. My eyes widened as I skimmed over the paragraphs. When I was done reading the letter, I checked the time. 20 more minutes. I sat down and opened up the second one, then the third. As the conversation went on, a plan was hatched between a handful of politicians, special interest groups from the private sector, and high-ranking members of the CDI. I didn't recognize most of the names. Some might have been pseudonyms. I stopped looking at the files halfway through and let my head sink onto the backrest. Even though they had used very careful language at first, the goal and purpose of the operation were abundantly clear. The failure of Sector 2 hadn't been an accident. Garians had plotted and engineered it to gain sole access to Drovia's resources, and given its strategic importance at the time, ultimately retained supremacy over the solar system. My head was spinning while I tried to figure out what all of it meant for the present, and for me. I had long doubted the integrity of the CDI. Was it still rotten to the core, or had things changed? I didn't know about any ongoing operations that were breaching interplanetary law, but then most agents at the time of the Sector 2 incident hadn't known either. And some of the things I did know about, I didn't want to think about them too much. Now what? On the one hand, the public had a right to know. The culprits had to be found and brought to justice. Reparations had to be paid to the affected families and businesses. On the other hand, if the truth came out, the liberators would win. Savient extremists might be emboldened enough to take control of the colony and declare independence. If that happened, Gara would send its ships, and New Joran might send theirs to back up their Savient brethren, and to finally gain access to the planet's Telenium, of course, if their side won. Hundreds might die, thousands even. Time was running out. I tapped the contact of a journalist I had met a while back. I still hadn't made a decision when I heard the dial tone. The data would probably go through if I decided to send it, but there was no way in hell it wouldn't be traced back to me. My heart was pounding so loudly in my ears that I almost didn't hear the voice on the other end.
This is Adrian Bowley with the Garian Gazette. How can I help you? Hello? Are you there? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm hanging up now. Hang up. Sorry, wrong number. Conrad? Gary, time, let's go. Okay, coming. It doesn't serve anybody to put that out there right now. It really doesn't. It really doesn't serve anybody to put that out there. Alright, agents. I just got the report from Nelson. The big greenhouse in front of us seems to be empty. However, the IR cameras picked up 12 targets and an underground facility hidden underneath. Scanned for traps and explosives came back negative. Be careful regardless. We're going in on my command. Watch your backs and keep a low profile. These guys are dangerous and most likely armed. Use of deadly force is authorized. Getting the hostage out alive and well is our #1 priority. You all know what she looks like. Miller, Johnson, you open up the front door. Once we're inside, we're looking for another door in the back. Watch out for hostiles from that point on. Okay, let's go. Move, move, move. Gary, I appreciate you backing me up earlier. Thank you. For what you did, it's only right you'd help us fix it now. Go get your girl. Save Laura. Clear. Targets ahead. Open up and move in. 3 targets. CDI, drop your weapons. Drop them now. Take cover. Shit, that was loud. The rest of them will be waiting for us. May's been shot. Gordon, Flynn, provide first aid and see if we can get her out to the medics. Fuck. Lock this room down. Keep an eye on those assholes. Get their guns and make sure they stay down. If someone comes through that door over there, you shoot. The rest of you keep moving. We can't give them any more time to prepare or get out. Follow me. Opening up.
In the final corridor, we passed by a large surgery room. I didn't think about it at the time, but that must have been where they had given Zora her new face and implanted Boyd's fake ID. The only thing I could think about was whether they'd moved Laura or done something to her the moment they'd heard us coming.
Next room is a dead end. Expect resistance. Yep, they got her. Drop those guns or we'll shoot. Who are you? What is this? DDI, put your weapons on the ground right now. Ned! Stay put, Lar. It's going to be alright. Give us a minute to talk it over, okay? Oh, I see. It's about the girl. How about this? We hand her over to you and you never show your faces here again. Sound fair? I don't think you understand. This facility is surrounded. It's over. The only option is to cooperate right now. Alright, we'll cooperate. We'll kill the girl first. No! No? Sounds like you're getting everything you want. That's not how negotiations work. Being a child will do nothing but worsen your prospects on trial. This dude needs to shut the hell up. Come on, we both know I'm fucked regardless. I'll take you out if you make a wrong move. It doesn't have to be that way. What you're saying is our only chance is to fight. I'm sorry, Williams. Oh, she shot him. What the fuck, Zora? Stop. Final warning. Please, Moon, put your gun away. Good. Now lie down. Go cuff them, boys. Ed! It's over now, Laura. You're safe, alright? Alright. Are you okay? Did they hurt you? No, I'm not hurt. Get her out of here. Go! Let's go, Laura. Thank you. Problem is, I mean, we got her back, which is great. But we didn't get the people who are actually behind all this, which is annoying. Put it that way.
And that's it. The most tumultuous days of my life, and possibly in Garian history. We never did find out who was behind the Liberators. I had gotten so close, but ultimately, we weren't able to present enough evidence to convict anyone. There was something we must have missed. Luckily, the Liberators never launched another attack or made another statement. They just vanished into thin air. One thing is for certain. Given the contents of the data the Liberators were after, they had to be a false flag operation aimed at escalating the situation between Gara and Drovia for whatever reason. A Garian extremist group hell-bent on exposing Gara's past crimes just doesn't make sense to me. The Liberators remain an active threat, even though there hasn't been another attack yet. I wonder if they'll stop if and when the truth they're trying to expose does become a matter of public record. I still have the incriminating data hidden away somewhere, but I'm not going to touch it anytime soon. Gara's involvement in the Sector 2 incident becoming a matter of public record would be exactly the spark needed to plunge the solar system into war. If the colony decided to declare independence, Gara would send their ships, and New Joran might step up to defend Drovia. Thousands of lives would be lost. And for what? To right the wrongs of a 40-year-old crime? As much as I want to see the culprits behind bars, sometimes it's better to hide the truth. It's strange knowing that parts of the CDI under Amelia Thorne's leadership were involved in the sabotage. Seeing her act as Attorney General and leader of the Department of Justice every day, I wonder what she's involved in nowadays. But I can't out her without telling the whole truth, so I stay quiet. The CDI has suspended me without pay until further notice, and I might face criminal charges. The back door in the CDI database that Zora had installed from my cell was traced back to me, but my superiors seemed to understand that I hadn't had much of a choice at the time.
Yeah.
I had to come clean about the church, in part because I felt bad, and in part because I wanted to get ahead of it.
That was my thought in the first place, was like, just put it under your own name because then they'll understand why you did
Lara
it.
is free again and seems to be doing okay, but I wonder every day about the scars this experience has left behind. Even though I know I'm not directly to blame, I will never forgive myself for inadvertently dragging her into all this. As for me, I am free again, as free as I was before, but my life is forever changed. Catherine and I are dating again, however crazy that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Things are so different now. The world is so different that maybe something good can come of it again. And finally, Zora. Easily the strangest person I've met in my life. Despite the terrible things she did, I'm grateful for her help when it really counted. It took the CDI a while to find out anything about her previous life. Turns out her name used to be Elizabeth Davis. She and her friend Boyd had been picked up by the mercenaries as teenagers on the run. Both of them came from affluent Garian families, and both had been reported missing, presumed dead. Zora will be brought before a judge this week, and I'll be there to make a statement. It might sound strange, but I hope she'll walk free again one day.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. That was very, very good. And actually, despite not getting all the answers, I am satisfied with my ending, honestly, which is not often, a lot harder than it sounds, right? It's like, you have a game like this, it's very easy to just give the players like a terrible ending because they missed one or two things, you know what I mean? But honestly, it's much harder for them to give you like a satisfying ending based upon your choices, and I'm actually satisfied with that. I'm satisfied with how that turned out. And I like that they went through the trouble of justifying the not sending it to the press and all that stuff, like how it, you know, it would have just started a war, people would have died from something that was like a 40-year-old crime and all that stuff. So I'm glad they went through the extra effort of being like, this may not be the best outcome. You didn't find out who was behind everything, but we're not going to like rake you over the coals for not doing that. We're going to give you something that wraps it up based upon what you've selected. So I'm satisfied with that. Very, very satisfied. I like this game. This was a surprise, man. This just came out of nowhere, this game. I wasn't sure what I was going to get into when I played a little bit of it, and I was immediately hooked. I like the way they did things. Like I said, the only real feedback I'd have is two pieces of feedback. One is I wish they had done something like a few games do, where when you start the game up, it kind of gives you a rehashing of everything you know, right? Like last time on Lacuna, you know, that kind of thing. So that, because it could have been days since you last, or in my case, weeks since you last played it, you know, and try and keep all that in your mind is just not going to happen. Especially a game like this where it really rewards you for knowing like all the little pieces of things. The other piece of feedback I'd give is that while I appreciate that, you know, you had email, you had news, and you had logs, and I appreciate that they kept all that stuff for you, and it made sense in world. I would have much preferred just having one view of all of that. Not to mention the fact that there were some things like pin boards and stuff that didn't actually transfer over into logs and stuff, which I guess is fine because you didn't really use them again. But it would be nice if all that was just kind of in one section. I know that in Universe it made sense to have them separated out, particularly given that you might not get all the news, you might not download the news all the time, you might not get all the emails and all that stuff. So I understand where they were coming from. I just feel like, me personally, it would have been nice to just have it all in one spot that's like searchable, right? So I could just type in a person's name and say like, here's everything I know about this person. Like, here's where this person was referenced in all the other things. Even if it was just like the glossary had all the people in it, it would have been nice if when I clicked on them, it would have said, here's all the things that mention this person. You know what I mean? So I could get a better picture of it. But that's like a small negative, I guess. I don't even know if I would call it a negative. It's just more of a suggestion. Otherwise, game is fantastic. Like, I generally don't go for point and clicks that often, because more often than not, a point and click is a pixel hunt and ultimately unrewarding. but occasionally there are ones like this. There was another one I played a couple of years ago as well that I can't remember the name of right now. Occasionally you do it right, where it's like, we're not going to punish you for, not seeing that one little pixel that you needed to see, or not having moon logic, where it's like, you're combining three completely unrelated things in order to make something. I think it was good. I was correct in that one sheet was the obvious answer, and it was wrong. It would be curious though. I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't tell me, like at the end here, tell me which ones I got right and which ones I got wrong. I think I'm pretty sure I got all of the sheets correct except for the one about who was behind it, who was behind the Liberators. And I was going back and forth, like maybe it was the Drovian ones, the Drovian mining company, because they want to, the Davis one, which ended up, Zora's name was originally Davis, so maybe that was the whole thing, that they were like setting them up to do that. So things like that. Interestingly enough, they were held up in a food processing thing, and I don't know where that came. I don't know if that was just out of the blue or if that was actually the thing behind it was the food processing area or what. I don't know how that came to be, but yeah, man, that was fantastic. This was a really good game, really good. Really enjoying it. Really enjoyed it. So. That, my friends, has been Lacuna. So thank you so much for those who will be watching the recording. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next series. All right, for everyone else still on the stream, we're going to move on to the next game I had on my list. So let us quit out of here. That was good. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. Let's go and where's my switch in thing here? That on there. We'll get the music going. And let's see. I want to. So the next one that I was going to do is called Golem Gates. There's something. Yeah, 2017 was the last time I looked at this. This has been out for a long time. It's been out since December 21st, 2017. And I wanted to revisit it because I thought it was pretty good, and then I just didn't ever come back to it. So it's been on the list for a while, so I want to see if I can get that, take a look at that. But first I'm going to need to update the streams. And we'll see if this is something I'm going to do a series out of or not. I'm going to play it again. It's been a while since I played it, so I don't remember a whole lot of it. I remember that I liked it, but I don't remember if I liked it a lot or not. So we'll see what comes about here. That. I think we're set for other on Trovo anyway, so we're good there. Let me go update the titles up here. Oh, you know what, too? What am I going to do about YouTube? I might have to, because I didn't actually do a screenshot or anything here. Let's see. Let me try this. Let's see what happens. Let me take a screenshot real fast and put that up there. Okay. All right, let me green. We're doing it live, friends. We're doing it live. All right, so with that, you're gonna get to see how I do thumbnails. I'm sure fascinating. No footage. Well, you won't actually get to see. Well, I guess I could do it. Where's the this running? I could pull it. Where's my in here thumbnails? Let's play. Bang. Monkey. Just real fast. Where's the open with? There it is. Gimp. Yo. I hate when it does this. There it is. Nice fast here, hopefully. Middle there. And that one. Okay. And let me push that one over. Other thing here. Yep. Alright. Bring up YouTube stuff on the other computer. Also, let me move that out of that folder so I don't accidentally overwrite it again. Cut that. Put that over in thumbnails. Play templates. Paste. There we go. Alright. Great. Go live. Schedule stream. Create new. That's public. You mean Gates 11:05, I guess. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. Thumbnail. Play. Gates. Alright, create that. Bam. I gotta go in and I gotta edit it. YouTube is the one that's takes the most effort here. New playlist. Create. done. And set the recording date today. Save. Sure the refresh to make sure that thumbnail took. It did. Okay. All right. Those on YouTube. Your stream is going to go away, and it's going to pick up on a new video. So.